Well, I guess we can start. Hi, everyone, once again. My name is Daria Turishova. I am a sales and account manager at AC Baltica. And today with me is my colleague Artyom Latyshev. He is an SAP EWM team lead in our company. Hi, Artyom. How are you?
Hi, everybody. I'm fine, ready to explore SAP supply chain opportunities together with you.
Great, great. Likewise. So today we are hosting a webinar, SAP Supply Chain Management from Order to Delivery. And we will be happy to tell you more about the following. First of all, a couple words about AC Baltica. Then we will proceed with the topic of what SAP SCM covers. We'll give you the modules overview. We'll show the demo and tell some words about key trends and benefits of the solution. During the webinar, you can ask any questions you have, either in chat or in Q&A session. And in the end, we will have a short Q&A session and we'll answer all your questions. And now let me say a few words about our company so you will have the general idea of who we are and what we do. We have been working on the market for 25 years already, and we are an SAP Platinum partner and also the member of United VARs organization. Overall, our team consists of 150 SAP specialists, and we have delivered around 150 SAP projects. The headquarters of our company is located in Vilnius, in Lithuania. Also, we have a delivery center and a representative office in Warsaw, in Poland, and we have established the office in the United States as well. But as you see on the map, we work globally and we deliver projects all over the world. What concerns our expertise, we have it in the following SAP areas. First is customer experience, both cloud and on-prem. Second is both ECC and the S/4HANA across almost all major functional modules. Then SAP SuccessFactors, analytics, planning, budgeting, and reporting. And last but not least, development and integration. And now I would like to give the floor to Artyom, and he will proceed with the solution overview and demo.
Thanks, Daria, for the introduction. Before we start the demo, let's briefly discuss what's SCM, what's covers, which applications are involved in the solution. So basically, supply chain management includes all activities that turn raw materials into finished goods and put them into customer hands. This can include sourcing and planning, purchasing, manufacturing, warehousing, shipping, and distribution. The goal of SCM is to improve efficiency, quality, productivity, and of course, customer satisfaction. The following two slides are designed for the customers who are already familiar with SAP and its division, let's say. So today's demo case involves the functionality from the following SAP modules: sales and distribution by capturing customer requests and controlling shipping dates, material requests planning by analyzing the shortages and starting the purchasing chain, material management by gathering requests, sending them to suppliers, and handling the goods received. Also, we'll use the functionality from production planning module by aligning demand, finished product components, and their proportion. EWM will control all warehouse operations, movements, and warehouse workers. Definitely, it's not the complete list of the functional modules of the department that could be involved in the process. Those ones just will be shown in our particular demo case. And in our demo scenario, we'll walk through an end-to-end integrated supply chain cycle triggered directly by customer demand. So let me switch my laser. So the process is started once the customer places the order in the system. Basically, it's done with the integration, but anyway, first is the demand. Once we got that order, we start the planning. We analyze the stock that we have and that we do not have, and based on that, we order missing components from an external vendor, and we book the stock that we have on our own warehouse. Once all components are on the warehouse, we transfer the components to the manufacturing floor so that production team can start the manufacturing. Once it's done, we put away the finished product to the stock, and once we and client ready, we ship it to the customer. So this is a top overview of the process. And to ground our supply chain process in a concrete scenario, we will focus on manufacturing of a real food product, a sauce pesto. In our demo case, it will consist of the following parts: basil leaves, cheese, garlic, olive oil, of course. Those 4 components, according to scenario, we produce by ourselves at our factories. And the other 2 components, like glass jar and metal lid, we will order from an external vendor specifically for that customer request. This is the demo agenda, but let's just switch to the desktop and I'll show you this is in practice. Yep, here we are. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much. So this is the web representation of the access to SAP. Basically, SAP provides several options to work with the database, let's say, with the applications. It could be web access, it could be GUI-based access. You can also enter via your mobile or tablet. Lots of options. For our demo case, I divided application by, let's say, departments that are basically use those applications. And as I told in the presentation, the process will involve specialists from purchasing, production planning, warehouse, sales, finance, maybe. We'll see in the end. Basically, every specialist has their own access. They do not see all tiles that you see at my screen. But in our demo case, I'm just only the one who show you. That's why I have everything. And as I told you, the process is started with the customer request. System, that object is called sales order. I already created that just to save the time. This is how it looks like in the system. We can see that picture, the partner who ordered that, the prices, statuses, some additional information, and of course the items itself, how much they ordered and what's a requested delivery date. Of course, this is our demo case, that's why today's date, but on practice, it could be customizable, could be configured according to your requirements. So customer ordered 100 glasses of pesto sauce. So we are gonna to produce them, produce those glasses for the customer. So let's start with the production. Basically, we open the tile production order creation, and the system suggested us the last order we opened, so we can just proceed. And here we see lots of information that are relevant for production. We do not fill every particular field. System already did it instead of us. The only thing I would like to pay your attention is the components of the production order. This is the ones I described into the presentation. There are 6 of them, and 2 components, like jar and lid, they are connected to the sales order because we will order those components specifically for that customer request. All other components we are producing by ourselves, by our factories. Of course, it's essential to put the starting and finish date for the production. System has its own configuration and plans based on the production calendar. So yeah, these are the dates for our demo case. So we save the document and we see system provided the number. Okay, let's go back. And once we created the production order, we need to check how many components do we have in the warehouse. And for this, we use the tile monitor material coverage. Basically, we have a filter for the other customer requests, but we'll choose the one we've created for the demo and apply. Here we see that we have lack of stock for jars and lids, and we see how much we need and how much we actually have in the warehouse. System highlighted us about the shortages about the finished product, but we're not gonna order them because we are producing. So what we do, we just select the positions with the shortage and push the button start MRP run, and the system create the following actions and triggers, let's say purchasing chain. Okay, let's go back and open the tile process purchase requisitions. Let's update it. Yep, and here we see 2 documents. Basically, they are used for internal purposes. Here we assign the supplier, the partner from whom we will order our components. Basically, we can organize a tender, or we are able to choose the one with whom we already have an agreement. And to assign the partner, we just need to select the line and choose the source of supply. The system has a proposed values for us. Basically, it's done based on the price or the contract with whom we have it. It could be customizable. It could be configured based on your requirements. So in our case, we just agree with the system and choose the one that it's proposed us. Yes. Then we select the items and create a purchase order. Yeah, some messages could appear because this is just a demo case and the dates they are not really feasible because we are doing this within an hour, let's say. What's a purchase order? Purchase order is a document which we send to the vendor, to the supplier, to notify him that we need that quantity to our warehouse, Yeah, so we just proceed and we save. System create the new document with that number. Once the vendor is ready to ship us the components, we need to enter the notification about that into the system. It could be done via the integration with vendor system, for instance, but in our case, we will do this via create inbound deliveries application. System provides us with opened purchase order. So we choose that one, we open the items, and we see the components that customer will deliver us. We can change it according to the notification that not customer, that vendor really send us. We can also assign, for instance, packaging materials. Let it be current box for each line. Yep. And if we'll try to select the lines and create delivery, system highlights us that we need to fill essential important fields. Basically, this is the actual number that allows to follow the notification, but here we entering just a number to identify that. Okay, now we can create the notification, and we see that it was created with its number. Okay, let's go back. And once the shipment is close to our warehouse, we should perform the put away to our shelves. And I'll show you how to do this from my mobile phone. Yep, just a second. So I'm sharing my screen from the mobile. You will see this right now. Yep. So what I do, I just launch the web browser, and I have an access by the link to the specific mobile interface provided by SAP. This allows us to perform all warehouse operations. It's really flexible, it's configurable, and could be adjusted according to process flow or your needs. So we go to inbound process. We are going to receive of boxes received by ASIN number, and we entered them. I guess it was pesto. I forgot that number. It was Tema Pesta. Just let me look at the system. Yeah, I was a bit nervous, so I just forgot the ASIN number. Just let me have a look at the system. Sorry, it's locked. Yeah. Demo peer-to-peer 01. Demo.
Artem, could you please reshare your screen?
Yes, of course I can. Yeah, basically you do not enter that manually, you just scan it from the barcode. Yeah, so you don't need to remember that. That's why probably I didn't pay attention on that. PR01, yep. No PR. I should choose the bit surer one.
Tina doesn't want to let you do this.
Yes. Okay. So here we see the delivery information. We see the partner number, its description, delivery dates, and number of boxes we are going to receive at the warehouse. We go further, and what we do now is just scan the barcode of those boxes. I do not have any boxes, so I just choose the one from the list. Yep. And I press it. Enter. System describes the information about the inside of that box, the product, its quantity, product description, and other relevant information about the process. Go further. Once we unload the box from the truck, warehouse employee can confirm the unloading. Then we can confirm the goods receipt at the warehouse and create the put away warehouse task. This is the task that tells us from where to where we should put that box. Now let's confirm the task, and system provides us with the information. What's box number we should take, and what is the destination, the final bin for that particular box. Yep, paste. So basically, I'm not copying it from the mobile. I scan the barcode of storage bin once I reach that, but just keep in mind that it's a demo case and we do not operate real boxes right now. Yes, I'm choosing the next one. Again, I see the whole necessary information, and those screens, they could be customizable and adjusted according to your wishes. Yep, we creating the warehouse tasks and we confirming it in the mobile environment. And all of this I do from my mobile phone without any specific programs. I just have a web browser and the link that allows me to have an access to that application. Here we see the sign that delivery is received. So that means we can go back to the desktop version. Okay, I'm resharing my screen. Do you see it now? Okay, yes, I have a thumb from Daria. Yes, so now we have all materials in the warehouse. What's next? The next is to deliver those components to the production floor. We have a separate report for production orders, manage production order. Here we see the orders that are related to our warehouse and department. This is the one we've created with the quantity, with the status, with the information that is color dependent. Gray means it's not confirmed yet. We can go inside of that production order as well and see all components and actions that will be performed in the production. It's of course also color related. But let's have a step back, select the position and perform the release of the production order. That means that we've triggered that chain for production. We go back and now we need to perform the staging. Staging means that we need to transfer components that are in our shelves in the warehouse to the specific point on the warehouse called production supply area. This is the point where we transfer those components, materials to the production. So this app reflects us all related components based on the some search criteria. And here we see the link for the manufacturing order so that we understand why we need to deliver those components. System also calculated the quantity that we need to deliver based on that's production, or they call that in that report manufacturing order. Once we do here, we just select all items and create warehouse tasks. Now I would like to show you a powerful analytic warehouse tool. It's called Warehouse Monitor. Basically, this is a gathering of reports that provides warehouse supervisors, warehouse managers with all information, with all movements that are happening at the warehouse. Of course, really lots of reports we have here, really lot of them. It's impossible to describe all of them in 1 hour, so I'll focus on only the most essential one. So we started the staging, and those warehouse tasks that were created, they are related to production material request. This is a document that was created once we released manufacturing order. So let's select it and display in the report. So we see here the document in warehouse, its relation to manufacturing, the statuses, the finished product, its quantity, and relevant dates. We also, based on that document, see the warehouse tasks that were created from the previous application. And those tasks tell us to transfer the components from shelves to the specific point at the warehouse to transfer it to production. PSA means production supply area. I can confirm those warehouse tasks from my mobile, but also I can do this from this report as well. To save the time, I'll do this from here. I just select all lines and push the button confirm warehouse task in the background. Yeah, we see the log, everything's fine, and status changed to the confirmed. Once everything are on PSA, we need to post the consumption. We need to track that operation in the system to be sure that all components were delivered to production. We entered the production order number, and system helps us with the components and the quantity we should deliver to the production floor. So we just go one line by one, enter the quantity, and perform the consumption. So we do this for all components one by one to track everything and be sure that mistake probability is as low as possible. But even in case we did any mistake, we can reverse the consumption by switching to reversal view. Here we will see the only components that we've consumed. We select the line, we can enter the reversal quantity and reverse it. And if we'll switch back to the consumption, we will see that line again. So we can fix something. So we select the line, and we are finishing our consumption. Yep, 2 more lines. And the last component. Once everything consumed, system highlights us with a message. Of course, it's not necessary to do manually all those operations. For instance, post-consumption could be integrated with your MES system, MES, yes, correct name. The type of the systems, it could be integrated with such systems, so that all postings will be performed automatically. For instance, once a particular box goes through a specific point on the conveyor. After production is done, we need to tell the system that it's done. I'll do this manually from a special tile, enter production order confirmation. But once again, basically, this is set up as an integration between SAP and the production system, so that we receive such messages automatically. So we put here final confirmation and save it. And now we need to get those materials from the production. To do this, we'll use a tile post goods receipt for production order. I'm entering the order manually, yeah, but basically it's possible to scan it by using scanners connected, barcode scanners connected to the laptop on the floor. On the floor, on trolley, depends on how you organize your space. So here we see the information about the finished product. We produced the pesto sauce with 100 pieces. We can divide those lines if we, for instance, receiving that in several boxes. But yeah, we're not gonna do it more complicated. We just select the line and choose post. And system create us notification that the materials came to the warehouse. The next step is to put the finished product to the final stock. Again, we can use warehouse monitor. And in that case, we go to inbound process, documents, and bound delivery, and we'll display the notification that relates to manufacturing order. Here it is. Again, this is a document for receiving materials for finished product on the warehouse. We can display the lines. Also, we see the link for manufacturing order, for the delivery notification. Everything is linked and transparent in the system. If we go to the warehouse tasks view, system already knows where we need to put that stock. It's customizable system-wise, and it proposes us the better place for away. So just to save the time, I select the line and confirm warehouse tasks in the background. Okay, now we have finished product at the warehouse from one side, but from the other side, the sales manager, he did not know whether we have or not. Of course, it's possible to provide him the authorities for that monitor, but it's not really necessary. If we go back to the sales order, we can check the material availability. Right now, you see it's unconfirmed, but if we'll go to the edit mode, if we'll select the line and push the button check availability, system shows us that now we have necessary quantity at the warehouse. So that means that we're ready to ship the client the product. Sales manager can call the client, can negotiate dates, for instance, tells, okay, we created your products earlier than it was expected. Do you wanna we deliver it tomorrow, for instance? So it really depends on how you do your supply chain. Okay, let's save the sales order and go back and start the process of shipping to the customer. To do this, we use a separate tile, create outbound deliveries. This is also the notification, but on the opposite side, from the warehouse to the client. We enter the tile and system already knows what orders are ready for the delivery. We select that order and proceed with the delivery creation. System created the delivery. Of course, the picking and putting to the truck, it's also warehouse operations. So we can go back to the warehouse monitor to control that. And in that case, we go to the outbound documents and choose outbound delivery order report. We can select the number of the sales order, and we'll see the document in the warehouse again with outbound delivery items with the corresponding links on notifications and customer request itself. If we go for the warehouse tasks, system also knows where we need to put that stock. We need to put it from the storage to the doors. To then would be possible to load to the truck. So to save the time, I also confirming those warehouse tasks from the monitor. Yep, everything's fine. And now we have only the one thing to do from the warehouse perspective, just put that pallet to the truck, and that's it. And let's say maybe sign documents, of course, but it's like really depends. I mean, from the system perspective for you. So once everything's done and we issued the materials from the warehouse, we just select the delivery and perform the goods issue. See, operation is successful. Okay, and the last step in this chain is, of course, create billing documents. SAP also provides a separate tile for that, and we already know what notifications are still without billing. We can select those documents. We can proceed with creating billing. Here we see all relevant information regarding the price, taxes, the flow of the documents, the exact price calculation scheme, and so on. So we save the document and we post this one to send it to the customer. So that's it. The product now is on the way to the customer. I guess that's it from my side for the demo right now. So let me switch back to the presentation and discuss some points about SAP trends in terms of SCM and benefits that you will get if you use SAP SCM applications. Trends. The first trend is the shifting from just firefighting to true orchestration. That means that SAP delivering application that allows you not to react on individual issues in each department, but you can unify all the chain, all the departments in one single chain. You unify procurement, planning, manufacturing, logistics finance in one real-time data layer. This enables continuous planning. This allows planners to simulate the effects, for instance, of disruption before making a following move. So this is really essential part here. AI. Of course, AI is an essential topic, is one of the main topics of the development in a digital product. So SAP nowadays, they are not just a chat that was a couple of years ago. This is a tool that sits inside of core business process. AI agents can collaborate with one another to autonomously flag risk, propose workarounds, trigger corrective actions. So basically what they do now, they transform the human role from manual execution to strategic exception management. The last but not the least is bridging the IT developments and floor operations. Nowadays, factories are getting smarter, so it's impossible to look at corporate information system and shop floor operation as separate worlds. The integration is now at the very heart of digital transformation. Ultimately, modern supply chain excellence relies on a cloud ERP as a centralized control tower. It balances strict, let's say, cost discipline and high structural stability. Benefits. I guess also important and interesting part. What we have from using SAP SCM application. Of course, such applications boosts your productivity. System highlights bottlenecks and provide instrument to fix them. As you saw, for instance, from the MRP tile, where we saw the shortages and we launched the purchasing chain. It's also reduced supply chain costs. System helps eliminate costly guesstimating, which reduce wasteful stockpiles and risky shortages. This also divides more accurate deliveries, more accurate forecasting to help reduce half-full delivery trucks, uncoordinated delivery routes, and inefficient fleet management. A greater supply chain agility and resiliency. Trends and market shifts can happen suddenly. Sustainable SCM system have the ability to adapt to such situation. Real-time data and insights, they can help supply chain managers to react, probably allocate labor at the specific point or machinery where it's needed. Transparency and sustainability. Of course, all documents, they are linked into the system, and you see how one thing is related with the other. If you see the document, you see the link for the previous one, so that you can understand why is that here, who created that, and why. Mobile execution as well, also significant benefit, because this is out of the box solution. You don't need to pay for any external vendors who provide you with programs for your mobile device. Such solution guides warehouse employee with working tasks and provide real-time reporting to the warehouse supervisor via warehouse monitor, as you saw at the demonstration. So there are much more benefits that are reflected on that slide, and the significance of each of them really depends on the way how you manage your supply chain. But from our side, as AC Baltica, as SAP consultants and business partners, we are ready to help you to explore opportunities and find the better solution for your business and your processes. I guess that's it from my side. So
thank you very much, Artem. It is a very interesting presentation and demo, and I'm deeply impressed. And now let's move on to our Q&A session. But before, I suggest you to say the link to our webinar that was also hosted by Artem about SAP EWM.
I will say about SAP EWM and production planning integration. So we describe the benefits of SAP in terms of logistics and production.
Yeah, and you'll be able to learn more. I see that we have at least 2 questions in our chat. Let me check Q&A session. There's nothing yet. Okay, let's start. What is included in this solution? Artem, can you comment on this?
Yeah, it's, well, I would say it's quite a wide question because once we presented today includes purchasing, planning, production, logistics, sales and distribution. But it's not the whole list. The supply chain is really depends on the process of your business. And for instance, we did not include in our process quality management. It's also an essential part to check the product before shipping to a client, or to check components once we receive them at the warehouse. It's also could be more integrated with human resources to, for instance, calculate the salaries for the warehouse employees based on the actions that they did inside of the warehouse. So what we presented today is just a small part of all wide range possibilities that we really have in SAP. So really depends if you have any specific case, we can discuss it in private. You can apply mail to Daria's mail. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. We'll be happy to dive deeper in those questions. Okay. Hello, can we use this solution if we do not use SAP ERP? Really good question, I think.
Yeah, almost all the project is connected not only with SAP, but also the other external systems. I would say that SAP provides a complex solution that allows you to link all processes, all documents in one transparent chain. But if, according to your process, according to your business specific, you need to use the other ERP system and some application of SAP, it's possible to set up an integration between systems. And I guess I told that during the presentation. For instance, at the production, we basically set up an integration with MES systems to have a confirmation once production is ready. So yes, it's really possible to set up an integration and use external, let's say, non-SAP system as a core and some SAP application as a tool to improve or boost productivity. Yeah, why not? But my suggestion is to use the complex solution from one vendor, because everything is in one place, everything is transparent, and you do not need to spend resources to teach, for instance, people to work in two systems, switch between windows. Let's say this is maybe not too significant at the first glance, but it really matters once you have lots of people who works in several systems.
Yeah, especially considering the fact that SAP ERP is a rather good and convenient system. So it's a good choice to use both of these products together. Actually, I don't see any other questions, but if the questions arise in future, we'll be happy to organize additional meeting to provide you with the information to prepare the personal demo for you and your requirements, and we'll be happy to proceed. So feel free to reach out to us via email or the phone number you see on the screen right now. And I want to thank you, Artem, for this time together. I want to thank all of you for joining our webinar. And I hope we will see soon. And I wish you a great day.
Yep. Thanks for the attention and goodbye.
Bye-bye.